for people is the amount of deep sleep and amount of different sleep stages. And I would say that the challenge in the existing sleep research that has been done so far is that it's based on one night in sleep lab, having all the wires on. Right. So who sleeps well in that environment? And all the specialists know that problem, but still they kind of derive generalized kind of recommendations that how much deep sleep usage you should get, how much REM sleep you should get. But actually there is a big variation on those amounts, depending on what's your life situation, what's your autonomic nervous system capacity, dynamics, what kind of things is happening in your life, how much mental stress there is, what's the timing. So especially these rhythms, daily doings, your meal times, the amounts of meals, the quality of the food you eat, and so on, your activities and light exposures, all the things, they are affecting those different sleep stages and the amount of them. So there is no such a thing that for everyone we could say that you have to get 20% of deep sleep every night. That's not true. So, and in the normal,
thanks for saying that.
In the normal daily life context, there is a big variance on those things, and we need to respect again our uniqueness in that sense that we need to correlate feeling and also other body responses, not only looking at the sleep just by itself, but also the other body responses to see that how restorative sleep you've got. So there are many factors there.
The other data point that I would love to see, and this is something that you don't need any technology to do, but if you literally have a piece of paper next to your bed with a row of dates on it, you can also do this on your phone if you want to be tech about it. But it's like, how do I feel when I woke up?
Exactly.
Yes. Just that second when you wake up, like, wow, if I wake up, like, was I having a really nice dream and then I just drifted awake, or did I jolt awake, or do I wake up feeling like stressed and anxious, like physically, not like I'm worrying, but just like my body doesn't feel, all those things hugely impactful. Like, what did I eat last night? Exactly. Like, did I stay up late watching a movie? Did I have a glass of wine? Those are huge things that affect that. And you'll get all the data. But if you have no data, just how am I doing right now the second you wake up? It's so valuable. But if you had a little, on a scale of 1 to 10, how do I feel, to tie that in with the data, I think you'd probably come up with this amazing thing that says, wow, when people have this, and this happens, 90% of them get a 10 out of 10 when they wake up.
Exactly.
I'm all over that.
And we are going to have tags and notes, in the next versions of the app so that you can do exactly that thing. And we collect that data to the cloud as well so that you can do your insights. You can derive your insights through that. So we can start showing you this kind of cause and effect kind of insights that have even, let's say, longer than just 24 hours effect on your body responses. All that is about becoming more self-aware. So we want to enable you to learn about those things and tag those things that you feel kind of meaningful in that context.
I'm very excited about where the world is going with applying machine learning algorithms to all this biological data from hundreds of thousands of people, and then finding something new and then sharing it with the world and saying, we have very high correlation here where we know that these are correlated. Then we can theorize what the cause is, but whether or not we know what the cause is, we could theorize that it's actually caused by invisible leprechaun aliens. Okay. It's a theory, and all medicine, including the causal stuff, is still based on theories that will probably be evolved and disproven. Just like Newtonian motion, like, oh, it turns out there's quantum stuff going on, but it's a good model. Yeah. So it doesn't really matter if we know what the cause is. If we know do A and B will happen almost all the time, what happens between A and B, that's science and it's awesome. Yes. In the meantime, as a biohacker, I'm just going to keep doing A because I know I get B, and we'll figure out why in the middle. And maybe we'll find out that there's some reason that we should change it. But in the meantime, you're getting data. This is like a sea change for humanity. This kind of stuff. I'm really excited. That's why I've been in quantified self for a long time, and it's just so kudos for this. And I want you guys to publish regular reports. Hey, we don't know why, but we just noticed this, and it probably matters. So then a whole wave of academic researchers can go out and do this. Like, this is what's happening in the world right now, and it's never happened in all of history. So it's a great time to be alive.
Yes, and we are happy to see that lots of academy, different universities are so interested about these things, and we have lots of those universities as our collaboration partners these days. So we really wish to be able to help sleep research and this kind of chronobiological research and enabling us individuals to be empowered of all those findings that we can find through that kind of work. So in normal daily life context, we get this kind of huge amount of valuable insights of so many things, and then you can think about kind of finding your kind of people, those who are the same chronotype as you are, and their demographics is close to you. Then you can start sharing with them that, okay, I'm doing this kind of hacks, and I can improve my deep sleep amount, or whatever you want to improve this much. And then that's the sharing that we would like to enable.
It's kind of funny. One hack there, the time you drink your coffee is based on your chronotype. And there's a daily acid alkaline rhythm where if you wake up, you're one of those people like you who wakes up early in the morning, bright and ready to go. You have an acid spike earlier than you. And that actually gives you energy. So an acid spike is not bad. It's normal. And if you don't have it, you'll feel like crap. And then after the acid gets metabolized, you get alkalinity, which gives you endurance throughout the day. So for you probably should wait an hour after you wake up to drink your cup of coffee, because you'll get an extra little bit of an acid spike that then will become alkaline. You'll get more endurance throughout the day. Whereas someone who wakes up earlier than they really should can drink their coffee right away to move the acid spike earlier and to get a little bit more cortisol when you wanted it, right? And then to cause the alkaline, as the fruit acids get metabolized, they become alkaline. And so stuff like that. Well, okay, if you can identify your type of people, oh, hey, I shifted my coffee so I have it after breakfast instead of before breakfast. Who would have thought? Of course, you're in Scandinavia. It's dark all the time there, so you should just drink coffee 24/7. I believe you're in the highest coffee drinking country on earth.
Exactly.
But anyway, I diverged there.
That's true.
So, anyway, I somehow brought sleep and coffee together because they go together. But just getting the data to know what you are, to know how it should change the habits of your day, I just find that to be some of the coolest stuff we could ever do. Because for everyone listening to the show right now, it's like if you're playing Super Mario Brothers and you're playing a video game, you get those little power-ups, those little gold coins as you walk through the day. They're invisible. We don't know what they are, and they're different for different kinds of biology. But if you know what they are, it's like just free energy sitting around for you to harvest, but only if you know. And so we're reaching the stage of knowing this invisible map so we can navigate ourselves better. But there is a dark side to this, and something I wanted to ask about. I have been, even in 2011, I was writing about the dangers of electromagnetic frequencies. And the industry has always said, look, it's about a heating effect and there's not enough heat going on. But we've all known it's a mitochondrial effect. And recently, the research has come out. There's something called a voltage-gated calcium channel. And I interviewed Dr. Mercola about this recently. And this part of our cell membrane is 7 million times more sensitive to electromagnetic frequencies. So without any heating effect, even something as simple as Bluetooth or a Wi-Fi or your cell phone can cause a calcium channel to open up. Some calcium rushes into the cell, which causes inflammation and mitochondrial dysfunction when you get too much calcium. So now, one reason I'm willing to wear the Oura Ring is that you can put it in airplane mode most of the time. So it doesn't have any meaningful EMFs. And then when you are going to get the data off of it, you're getting a brief burst of Bluetooth and then you're done. What's your take? I mean, a lot of times, in fact, Dr. McCullough was like, look, sometimes my ring goes out of airplane mode and just into active mode when I don't want it to. What's your take on EMF and biomonitoring? Like, we don't want to break our bodies because we're monitoring them so much.
Yes.
Like, kind of walk me through your
thoughts.
Yeah,
so definitely that's very important thing that we've taken into account from the very beginning of designing the product. That's one of the reasons why we wanted to make it completely standalone device, so that it doesn't need your mobile or anything else to be able to do all those things that it does. So all the algorithms are running inside the ring itself, and it can store the data for 3 to 4 weeks without having connection to the mobile, and still you have all the data. So that was the first thing. And then second,
but it can't track the data for 3 to 4 weeks without being powered, right?
Yes.
It just stores the data from a few
days.
days.
You just need to charge it, but it continues to store the data and calculate everything. So you can
and you charge it basically every 2 days. It needs an hour of charging.
Yes. Or if you charge every day, it's 15 minutes or so. So if you just keep it charged, you don't need to connect it to your mobile. It continues storing the data for 3 to 4 weeks at least. And then you get all the data. So that was the first thing. The second is that we wanted to minimize the time that the ring is communicating with the mobile. Bluetooth was the only kind of acceptable way for us to do that. And we minimized the time that there is the communication between the ring and the mobile. The longest time of that communication is in the morning when the ring moves transfers the sleep data to the app and for the visualization. It takes about 45 seconds or something like that. That's the longest time. And then the rest of the day, if you don't switch it to the airplane mode, then every now and then it uses the advertising mode to check that whether the mobile is there or not. But still,
about how frequently is that?
It's if you think about 24 hours, it's less than 1% of that time. So it's very, very rarely. And
so compared to wearing a set of Bluetooth headphones around your neck that are turned on that you're not talking on, it's far less than that.
Yes.
Or if you use Bluetooth headphones for a 10-minute phone call, especially in your brain,
yes,
it's not a great idea.
And
but it's very small compared to that.
Yes, and also in the power levels, we wanted to minimize that, and we use it's less than 1 milliwatt. Normally, like your cell phone, normally the output power is typically between 1,000 to 2,000 milliwatts as peak, and approximately 120 to 240 during the call. So it's huge difference there. And then,
so if you're listening to this and you keep your cell phone in your front pocket by your junk, even if you're not on the phone, you're getting tens of thousands of times more EMFs than you would get from an Oura Ring. Which is one of the reasons I'm willing to wear it, because I don't want to have a constant Bluetooth transmitter when I'm sleeping and all day long. But this is one of the situations where I believe that the value of the data you're getting, especially with the Ring in airplane mode, it far exceeds the very low EMF tax. Because if you have Wi-Fi in your house, you're getting more than this anyway. Like it's trivially small, but it's not non-existent.
Yeah, and then to your question that sometimes the ring exits from the airplane mode, and that may happen if the ring is too loose. So if you are wearing the ring and it's very loose in your finger, then in some occasion for 0.some% of our users, it may think that it's not in the finger anymore, and then it turns on the Bluetooth, but still it just turns on this advertising mode. It doesn't kind of start sending anything or something. It's just the advertising that checking whether there's mobile available for data transfer. So we would recommend anyone that if the ring is too loose, to wear it especially during the night, just wear it on another finger so that it's a little bit, let's say, tight but comfortable there. So then you don't have that problem. So it's 0.something% of the users. But anyhow, we have already addressed this. So Dr. Mercola has given this message to us, and already a few months back, we've addressed this already in our development, and there will be different technical solutions to this. So we may end up developing that